I'm very hopeful when I talk to some of the young people that I'm mentoring, and typically in that young millennial, older Gen Z category. In some ways, they are developing new language for some of these things. They'll probably make some of the same mistakes that our generation, previous generations have made. But I think they're starting, their bottom is like our ceiling. And I think that's a positive thing. And especially for the ones who are thinking about like how to create new spaces. I don't advocate like the evangelical movement. I have friends who are no longer evangelical though. But I do appreciate those who are courageous enough to be truthful with like their church hurt and church experience, and yet are moving forward and trying to create a better experience for others. And to me, that's really what gives me the hope that God is actually still working amongst those who, are both inside the ship, those who have left the ship, those who kind of fell off the ship when it was rocking too hard, those who were kicked off the ship. I just see God working across all of those people. And that reminds me that it's really God's work to save, and it's not ours. My prayer, is that for those who are in our age category, which is kind of weird, right? Now that we're like, Matt's younger than us, Travis, but now that I say that, I feel like I'm really old. And to say what I just said is actually an old person's thing to say. But I realize that, man, we need to keep it together, because the biggest job that I feel like I have at this point is to be a hope giver and a hope dealer to the next generation. And if all I do is deal cynicism, and that's why we try to keep the book hopeful, then it doesn't give much for the next generation to build on. And I think you can only build on hope. And so I, in some ways, even despite my feelings, I choose to be hopeful because I know that's what the next generation needs.
That is a good word to conclude the show on. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming on the show. It's been it's a very far-ranging conversation, one obviously that's not going to be concluded in just one podcast or even several different podcasts because of these issues. But it is my hope that we will become much more holistic and biblical and following the principles that our Lord has laid out, so that his kingdom might continue to expand in the hearts and minds of men and women all over the world. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Travis.
Thanks for having us.